Alright, this is Peace and Plenty, 36 foot, 42 including all the bowsprit. She's got a huge powerful rig, good sails, all tan cruising sails. She's just had the decks and cabin top repainted with grip. Both the sails are on profiles. Loughran's Tigress windlass, which is only 2 years old. Super powerful. It's also got a manual option. Also having all the timbers oiled. I'll just make this a long video because I know people like to sticky beak every little bit. So she's solid, she's steel, professionally built, round bilge, absolutely pro build. You can just tell everything's just as it should be in the way it's welded and put together. She's got a solar panel, big solar panel up on the bimini there, and then two on the side, which is more than enough to cover everything in terms of fridge and computers and charging phones and whatnot. We put this nice big seat on the back that we just like because at sea it's just the place to sit. Self-tailoring winches, one for the Genoa, one for the Jube on each side. It's a monitor wind vane, which we do all our steering with, absolutely flawless, just steers in any conditions. And we also have a little electric tiller pilot which we connect to the wind vane if we're just motoring and we want autopilot. Okay, let me sit down. This is the position looking forward. That Dodger was professionally made in Adelaide and it's absolutely beautiful and a lifesaver, and it comes off really easy. Like, you just undo these clips and you can just flip it down if for any reason you wanted more wind in your face, or that unzips there. That white thing's just the wind vane blade, and that seat makes for a really good sea berth. We covered this up because we've got a 2.5-year-old who was scared that she can just fall into the cockpit, but it can just be converted back into a normal style cockpit if people wanted. That's the old Pinnacle from when it was wheel steering, and we've still got the Pinnacle, which we keep just because if somebody ever wanted to make it wheel steering again, they could. But we strongly suggest just keeping it as tiller steering. It's just more natural that way. It's how these boats were designed. Sails are, I think they're probably 12 or 14 years old, but they're just in excellent condition. We keep them really good. They're beautiful tan cruising sails. Fully batten, heavy. It's a giant rig, so it's really powerful when you need it to be. It's even got these Harken slugs, which mean that dropping the main is super quick, which is what you want when it gets crazy out there. A big 6-person life raft, which is quite a long way out of service, but we keep it just because we think it would probably still work when we need it. We've also got a great shade cover that goes all the way from the back of the boat up to the mast, and it's got little side panels that come down the side. So like in the tropics, it's just perfect. Even if it's rainy and hot, you can have the shade cover up and it keeps the rain out and the sun. And then we've got another big blue cover that goes over here, which means, because the bedroom's down there, means that you can sleep with the hatch open. Yeah, that's the Loughran's. It's excellent. It's got a manual option as well, but it's super, like, I think it's for boats 55 foot. So super powerful and fast. There's bowsprit. We're actually replacing that next week. We just got a bit of hard timber coming just to make it shiny and new. And we often run a Jenica, a spinnaker off the front as well. We've just been oiling the timbers. This section, we're just going to remove those in the next few days and fill it in. But we've redone all this timber work, made it all beautiful. There's the water inlet there. Okay. I think we can go inside. Oh, here's just the engine controls. Volvo Penta, 50 horsepower, absolute beast. Beautiful engine, nice and quiet, been properly maintained. Alright, let's show you down here. There's Lauren and Lulu in bed. Hello. So as you go down on right, you have the nav table, which we use just for working because we work online. And then to port, you have the galley. That broad water stove is just perfect. Sink control panel, we do have the EPIRB for that, we just take it out so our daughter doesn't accidentally press it. Okay, that's the engine under there, I'll show you in a sec. So this is the main saloon, which once again we've covered in just because it makes a better space for our daughter, but that's still got the U shape cut out in it, and we've got batteries in the gap in between, but the batteries could easily be moved elsewhere. And the table used to go where that cutout in the floor is, and it's a butterfly table that comes up and then the flaps come out, so it takes up the whole space. This is the sea berth here, which you can actually attach lee cloths to as well, so you don't roll out, and this pulls out until it comes out to about here, making it like a proper full-size berth. Okay. Go in, show you the bedroom. It's all pink because she's a 2-year-old. Okay, so this is actually a spring mattress that we modified so that it fits this V section perfectly. That's the full length bed, it's not cut short or anything. And up here you got the hatch. It's actually been raining here, which is pretty weird. It hardly ever rains here.
Hi, Papa.
Hey, sweetie.
I like you.
Yeah, I like you too. Lights, we put plugs and 12-volt plugs in here. Good fans, all the rest. This is the little dressing area with drawers and a cupboard in there. And there's also drawers and a lot of space under that. Drawers and all the rest, where we've got all kids' toys. And then there's a wet weather cupboard here where the locker drains into the build, so if you hang up all your wet stuff when you're at sea, or just use it for storage.
Okay.
Okay, while she's dealing with Mama, I'll show you the engine. So, Volvo Penta, 50 horsepower. Would I buy one again? Absolutely, they're just amazing. Super quiet, super low revs, so we cruise at 1600 revs, which is about half what it's capable of. And yet we do 5.5 knots at 1.5, 1.6 litres per hour, which is just amazing. Like I said, recently we replaced the raw water pump. That's a completely new raw water pump, which was $1,000 or something, but we just wanted the peace of mind to do it like that. And this has doors that open up. Hang on. There's doors that open so you can have access to all the engine. That's just an old fridge compressor, the rusty thing there that hasn't been connected in years. I had trouble getting it off. And there's a little door in the side that allows you to change the water separator filter. So we got that, we got nav table, that's just all the fridge and setup and solar regulator and 12-volt. 240 to 12 volt setup, Ferrino GPS. This is the fridge, mind the woodwork, we're just repainting it. Fridge in there, not huge but very good fridge, and there's actually another fridge compartment under there which could be used as a freezer or a second fridge.
And all that cupboard space.
Yes, and all the cupboard space in here. Pretty messy, but you know, very good space.
And all the cupboard space. Yeah.
And all the cupboard space. And that's the thing with these design boats, it was designed to go long distance, so there's storage everywhere. Storage under there, sides, yeah. And under all these bunks, that whole section there and behind that wall is all storage, plus those cupboards. which is not something you think about a lot until you seriously just end up with a cluttered boat. Probably can't see in there, but that's the fridge compressor. It's a Oz fridge, which is like top of the range, 3.5 grand, whatever. It'll outlive me, no doubt. Sort of cool things, this has got charts in it. So you unbolt it and it folds down and it's on wires. It's just a nice little beautiful little bit of carpentry. And if you do decide to go seriously cruising, whoever's going to get it, that's actually a false wall, and behind that wall there's a safe that's welded to the hull. So that's where you keep your passports and things, and no one will ever find it. Alright, bathroom. Now, that washing machine will not be going with the boat. We bought it from Korea. It took us a long time to get it. And because we've got a kid, we really need it. So it's a pump toilet. I like it like that because it just means it doesn't matter if you run out of power, you've always got a toilet. Shower in there. Doesn't currently have hot water, but it's pretty easy just to get a cylinder that runs off the engine. We used to have one, but we just never wanted to use that much water when we were at anchor, so we just got rid of it. And it seems it's so hot up here, we just have cold showers anyway, if we do, which all drains into a bilge in there. Alright, let me think. Oh yeah, the electric. So I did a bit of electric work for a while, so I sort of know what I'm doing. I didn't rewire the whole boat, but I did all the main, you know, things that needed to be doing. So everything just runs. We just never have any issue with power whatsoever. We've got these sort of strip lights everywhere, which use basically zero power, which is awesome. Back up on deck. So yeah, the solar panels, there's a big 200 watt up there. It pulls in about 10 amps, which is more than enough. Solar panels there. Side of the deck. These hatches, most of them open backwards, which is what you want at sea, but it's so hot up here, we changed one so that it opens forward, just so it acts as a sort of wind scoop. What else? Mast steps, awesome. Like, it's just no issue going up the mast. I mean, you can clip on just as a safety thing, but you can go all the way up and just not have to worry about it. That's an old radar dish. We got rid of the screen, but you could always get another one, but radar's sort of outdated now anyway to some degree. And yeah, nice Dorado boxes, mean wind get in but not water. We just replaced the lazy jacks on there, winch on the main. That's all the electric cables that go up the mast. Big Genoa pole. Like I said, we run a spinnaker quite often, just because it's often light weather sailing up here. If you don't want to use the engine, you do that. All the timber work's nice now. Bags for the ropes. All the jammers back there are for the furlers and the tiller. And we were actually thinking of changing this to one that could be pulled up and pulled down, like that's on a pivot, but you know, we've used this for years and we just like it like that. I can't really show you the stern because I'm too far away, but it's got that classic Herreahoff stern, which is just beautiful. So the hull's a bit scuffed in places, but it's like, besides that, it's, you know, really solid, well done hull. So next time we slip, or whoever buys it slips, would just be, you know, repainting it, which we did about 6 years ago or something, and it's lasted fine. There's just been little bits. There used to be ornamental timber that somebody welded here, and where they'd welded it, it got all rusty, so we had to cut those bits out, and we just plan to grind it back and fill it in next time we slip. So yeah, I'll go back, give you a big view, and then we'll call it a day. 14-minute video, okay. Maybe I'll try and show you the stern. And Maggie Marina, you know, $6.50 a month. I mean, you can't get better than that when you one day sail from the Whitsundays, one day from Cairns, one day from the outer reefs. You know, if there was anywhere in the world to have a boat, this is seriously where I'd have one. And yeah, we're not getting rid of the boat because we don't like it. We just have to go to something bigger because little Lulu, our daughter, is just too big now. This was my boat, then I met Lauren, and perfect couple boat. Perfect for a baby. Now she's getting a bit bigger. We just got a ladder hanging off the back there in case Lulu falls in. You can't see the stern all that well. Okay. Oh, and that's the walkabout dinghy. Okay. All the best, people. Got a few interested, so if anyone is keen, time to get in touch. See ya.